And now to Nigeria, where the largest comic art exhibition in West Africa is opening eyes and hearts to a new way of looking at superheroes. DW's Amaka Okoye went to take a look.
These are not superheroes. They are something fresh, with names like Agbara, Ujuju, Koi Koi, Little Orisha. These are spirit guardians, a new generation of African comic book characters redefining stereotypes. Somto is one of the creators whose work is being shown in this Hall of Spirits exhibition.
We realize that in every facet of society in Africa, there's a spirituality to it, and we wanted to own it in a time where it was being demonized. And that was really important for us to take it as ours, find our pride in it, find our love in it, and make it our home, because it truly is. And that's really the core of our storytelling.
Somto and his team want to reintroduce African mythology to young Nigerians by anchoring his comic book storytelling in African identity.
But we're telling stories that connect more so to where we're from, which is being Nigerian and being very much traditional and following our cultures. And these stories come from our cultures and traditions, which is spirit fiction. That's what we've dubbed it, that's the genre.
People necessarily have as much representation in terms of comic art in general. So this is an opportunity for us to showcase the talent and the crafts and the creatives that are in the industry, and also invite people to come and see the different possibilities that there are.
This is like something different because it has never been done in Nigeria before. So it's cool to me generally.
Visitors to the exhibition not only get to see new artwork and talk about it, they also have the options to try out some sketching themselves. Somto does not draw or paint. He calls himself a creator because he develops characters and stories, but works with animators to create them.
I stumbled on animation by meeting a brilliant artist. And I had a lot of stories that I wanted to tell, and I realized that that was a perfect way for me to tell them. And that's what I still do. I'm not an artist. I don't draw. I don't animate. I don't hold the pen. But I try my best to be the mind that tells the stories that the pen can illustrate.
These are the people who use the pen, albeit electronic ones. The team creates animation, comics, and cartoons that focus on African style and culture. The exhibition is an important step in adding African spirit guardians to the global pantheon of comic book characters for adults and the next generation of readers.
You've just seen Somto Ajuluchukwu in the report. He is the founder of the animation and comic book studio called Vortex, and he joins me now from Lagos. It's good to be talking to you, Somto. Please start by telling us more about what you want to achieve in creating comic stories in an African context.
Thank you so much for having me on the show today. I'm excited I'm very passionate about exporting African culture in every way that I can, especially through storytelling. Growing up, I didn't get to see heroes that shared my story, my struggles, my environment, and it was very important for me to create characters that were relatable.
And tell us about the feedback that you've received from your audience, the people who are familiar with your characters.
Well, it's been a lot of love towards our characters and towards our storytelling. It's like we opened a chest of light that have been waited for so long. Us telling these stories of spirit fiction and of these stories of African mythology. It's so well embraced because I guess a lot of people get to see characters they could relate with, connect with cultures that in any other circumstance they wouldn't have been able to connect with.
So Somto, superheroes tend to be males, at least the very prominent ones. Have you created female superheroes, and can you tell me about one of them and the superpowers that she has?
Yeah, absolutely. We're very passionate about creating diverse characters and characters that not only serve as a beacon for males, but also for females. We do not refer to our characters as superheroes, by the way. We refer to them as spirit guardians because of the origin of our storytelling. One that comes to mind is Kashia Bello, who is a character from a project we have called Land of Gods. It follows the story of a Nigerian American that falls through a magical mirror and gets lost in a mythological world of Yoruba pantheons. And she soon realizes that it's her destiny to bring peace to this world. But even more importantly, as she travels across the 9 realms, finding a way back home, she discovers the spirits within her, which serves as an analogy for discovering her identity and herself and a sense of culture within herself.
And Somto, what potential do you see in this space for your growth and for other creatives in the comic space?
The potential is immense. You know, comic books not only are, it's not just a form of literature, media, but it's the foundation of storytelling. You you look at some of the biggest companies in the world today, like Marvel and DC. They are fueling all the blockbuster movies and all the blockbuster video game franchises. We hope to do the same by using comic books as a bedrock and foundation for storytelling, and not just relatable to us here on the continent, but relatable to everyone across the world, because African stories are not just for Africans, but for the world. So I believe in the immense potential of what we're doing. It's becoming to even go beyond potential, and we're beginning to see it as a reality for us.
Wonderful. Great talking to you, Somto Ajuluchukwu. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having us.